How do you know that you are ready for the journey? Hi, I'm Sebastian, one of the leaders here at Eastlake Church. We have an amazing service planned for you guys. We have some hosting, a message by some amazing pastors, and a song. I'll see you guys at the end of the video.
Welcome everyone, my name is Yasmin.
And my name is Nick.
And welcome to
HSM News.
We are your hosts to deliver the craziest news, challenges, and tea weekly.
That's right, Yasmin. And this week, we're going to be delivering to you the weirdest questions asked on Google.
Yeah, I definitely ask Google not ask Google, but I'm always on the search bar like, what does the Bible say about
Basically,
X, Y, and Z.
Basically everything in life.
Yeah, basically everything in life. I don't know how people survive without Google.
Yeah, I probably ask Google questions about 50 times a day. But we have 5 questions for you today that we found that were a little weird.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to jump into some of these?
I'm ready to jump
All
into
right, they're
some of
pretty
these.
juicy. So anyways, the first question for today. Dear Google, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Have you ever thought about asking that question?
I definitely am the one who probably asked this question.
Yeah, you're that person, huh?
I am this
You are that
person.
person. You are that person. Well, do you know the answer? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
No.
All right. Well, I'm going to
Can you
give you
tell
that.
me?
I have the answer right here. Google gave me a great thing. In 1988, the state wildlife officers tackled this question and came out with this answer. Should a woodchuck be so inclined? Given enough time, it has been concluded he could chuck about 700 pounds of wood. Fascinating.
Very
fascinating.
Google just gave too much information. Like
Yep,
she
way
could
too
have
much.
gave me like one sentence.
Yeah, but it had to be very educated, okay? So woodchucks, go you. Okay, question number 2. All right. Dear Google, where are my keys? Where are my
A
keys?
question I ask myself I'm not kidding, I lose my keys every single day. I need to invest in like one of those little, like those little tile things that you can you lose your keys like me,
Yeah.
get the little tile
¿Dónde
things.
están los llaves?
But maybe
Yeah.
Google might have the answer.
Google does have the answer, and it's right here, okay? There are 5 different tips to finding your keys. Our favorite is adopt a philosophical approach to finding them. Philosophical.
Do you go through like a philosophical
Yeah,
process?
I mean, I think about Socrates and Plato, and like they know where my keys are, okay? So it's pretty interesting, right? Pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
What's the next question, Nick?
Number 3, okay, here we go. Dear Google, does farting burn calories? That's a, what do you think?
That's a great
Yasmin, does farting
question.
burn calories?
I mean, I don't think it would burn many.
It should burn a few,
But-
but here, let me give you the answer. You want to know? You want to actually know?
Yes.
All right.
Tell me.
To all you waiting for this answer right now, there have been
Holding your
claims.
farts, holding your
Don't
farts.
fart right now, please. I'm giving an answer. That's rude. Okay. There have been claims that it burns 67 calories per fart, but recently that claim has been debunked. So after Thanksgiving, when y'all are sitting around, nah, you ain't burning
Don't
calories.
be using that excuse that you're trying to get your summer
You
body
just,
ready,
you just
all
crop
crazy.
dusting everybody, okay? All right, question number 4. It says this. Dear Google, what is the funniest joke in the world? What's the funniest joke in the world, Yasmin? Do you know?
No.
She's a little uncomfortable right now because Google's crazy like that and it gives us weird answers. You ready for the answer?
Wait, is it appropriate?
It's appropriate.
Okay.
According to
That's all.
Google, what is brown and sticky? A stick.
That is the lamest joke I think I've ever heard in my life. A stick?
I'm
Google-
sorry, it's Google.
Google does not
It's
have a sense of
Google.
humor
It's
at
Google.
all.
It's Google. Question number 5. All right. Question number 5. Dear Google, what would a chair look like if your knees bent the other way? I'm sorry. Google is insane. Like, who asked these questions? Who asked these questions? I think we have a picture though of if a chair bent, if your knees bent the other way, what would a chair look like? Anyways.
All right, here's the picture.
Here's the picture. Yeah.
That is disgusting.
I don't understand. I don't understand life
That
right now.
is. I'm sorry that you saw that with your own eyes.
Life is just weird. So anyways, we know that the internet's quick, it's witty, it's savage. It's just weird though, okay? Can we just agree that the internet is weird?
Yeah, the internet is weird. Be careful.
Anyways, you guys, thank you for tuning in this week with HSM News, where we give you the latest and greatest with what's going on in our network.
Yeah, and if there's any challenges or some tea you want us to spill or some crazy news and topics you wanted us to touch on, please put them in the live chat below right now or drop them in the comments if you're watching this at another time. We want to know what you guys want to see, and maybe we'll do it. So we'll see you next week on HSM News.
I'm getting real life experience and I'm getting real training in leadership. The EastLake Leadership College has literally opened up my eyes and given me a new hope and a vision for what God can do in my life.
We all really strive to help push each other and grow closer to God. The EastLake Leadership College has given me a great education and also a very close community.
I'm graduating in a couple months, but even before I graduate, the classes that I've already taken have already been helping me build the business and work on music and do all the things I want to do at a higher capacity than I've been able to do before.
So you've got your armor, you put on righteousness and integrity, and you decided to walk on this journey with the helmet of salvation. That's awesome, all right? But let me ask you a question. How do you know that you're ready for the journey?
Have you ever been terrified to start something new? I have. You're watching it right now. Like, this is a big stage, if you can't tell. Like, this is a big wall. This is like 10 feet between me and this wall. The first time I came up here, it was a little scary. I mean, all of these lights, all of these camera guys, all the cameras, I mean, they kind of secretly get mad at us if we don't get perfectly, like, on the first take. Just kidding, they're fine. But here's the thing, it's so scary to start anything new, and I definitely know how that feels.
The point is, it can be scary to start something new. It's okay to not know what it feels like to be ready to fight. We're putting on the full armor of God, but battle can be scary. So how can we even know we're ready?
So here's the thing. Battlegrounds are treacherous. They're full of mud, broken weapons, and bones. And in order to advance on the battlefield, we need some dope kicks. We need shoes. In Ephesians 6:15, it says to have our feet fitted with the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace.
So here's what the Bible is saying. In order to advance in this battlefield, we need to be people of peace. It's funny because Romans 12 says, if at all possible, as far as it depends on you, be people of peace. In other words, you are seeking to restore relationships instead of spread gossip. You're seeking to build relationships up instead of tearing them down. You're looking to mend relationships instead of put contempt in relationships. Being at peace with other people is not this weird, cute idea in the clouds. This is a hard thing to do on the ground in real life, day to day. It's hard to be people of peace.
So how does this make sense? Well, it comes from our purpose on the battlefield. Even greater than that, it comes from the purpose that you were literally created for. 1 Peter 3:15 says this, always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have, but do this with peace. Here's why you're here. To love God and love people by sharing the good news of Jesus with absolutely everyone you come into contact with. So why be about peace with others? Because it's the best way to give yourself the platform to share the good news with others. No one is going to listen to how much God loves them if the one saying it is not living at peace with others.
But did you catch that last word in this passage? The word is peace. Our mission is to be ready and to be able to be all about peace. Here's what the Bible is saying. In order to be ready to share the gospel, we need to be able to live at peace with the world around us.
If you haven't seen our last series, Jesus Explained, the link to the playlist will be down below. Go binge watch it, get some popcorn. But here is the reality. No one is like Jesus. He is incredible. He is who we were designed for. There is so much good news. And our job is to share that good news with others. But in order to do that, we need to maintain peace.
I wanted to share a quick story with you about what it means to live at peace and how that can change people's perspective, because I just remember I was washing dishes one day and I was looking out my window. This is like way back in my bachelor days, and I was looking out my window and I saw there's this intersection right outside of my window about 100 yards away, and it's really busy. This person was riding their bike about to go across this busy intersection, and I could see it in slow motion. There was this pickup truck and it had missed the turn, so it went to make a turn again, and as the bike was riding down the hill and the truck, they both collided. And this person hit this biker. The biker flew up on top of the truck on the hood, and then he flew off. And I saw the bike get destroyed, and it was bad. And it looked like there was some language going on and some upsetness. And I was like, okay. So I put my dishes down, and I decided to walk outside to see if I could find and help out with what's going on. And by the time I got down to the scene, the guy was already walking, the truck was gone, the guy was walking by, and I just had to stop and ask him. I was like, hey man, I was washing my dishes, I saw the whole entire thing. Are you okay? And his explanation to me was he was mad, he was angry. He's like, people just need to watch where they're going, man. I'm going through way too much in life right now, all right? I just found out my mom's got a very bad illness. I just lost my job, and then I get hit by a car, man. I feel like life is just falling apart. And I was able to talk with him a little bit and help share a little bit, can I pray for you, man? I'm so sorry that you're going through this. And by the time I was done praying with him, I could see joy start to fill his heart again. He actually left with a smile. And before he left, he said this thing to me. He's like, you know what, man? I know it was an accident, and if I was able to see that lady, I would tell her that I forgive her. And I was like, woo, this went from war to peace really fast. And so I decided, I walked back to my house, and as I was walking back to my house, the person that hit this guy on the bike was driving down my street. And I saw them, and I didn't even know what to do. They were driving towards me, the person that hit the biker. And they drove around, and then they rolled down their window and said, hey, I'm lost, and I think I went down the wrong road. Can you help me to where I need to go? And I looked at the person, and I was like, okay, well, you need to go this way, but can I ask you a question? Did you just hit someone, did you just hit a biker with your car? And the person, this lady, she looked at me and her jaw just dropped to the ground. And she's like, oh my gosh, did you see that? I am so sorry. I didn't even know. She was all anxious and everything. And she's like, I wish I could do something to help him out. I feel so bad. And I was like, you know what? I just talked to him. And yeah, he was really upset. It really hurt him. He's going through a lot in life right now. But I prayed with him, and you know what he said? By the time I was done with that prayer, he said, I want her to know that I forgive her. And when I told her this, she just started weeping. She started crying because what was war was turned into peace. All right? Peace changes things, especially in a world full of war.
The world around us is filled with conflict. I mean, think about it. You've been born, 15, 16 years at this point, 17, I guess 18 at the max. And all of your life, you have known conflict. I mean, you've known stuff happening in the Middle East on a regular basis. You've known stuff happening in North Korea. You've known stuff happening in America with police brutality, with all of this stuff even happening right now. There's a lot of unrest happening. But not only that, social media expedites that whole entire process. As soon as you pick up your phone, you can see every possible debate, frustration, conflict, you name it, you'll see it on your phone. Here's the thing, we don't really know a world that's not full of conflict.
So our job is to make peace with the world around us so that we can get a chance to share the good news with the people and our friends.
How do you go about being a person of peace? We want to give you 3 ways to be a person of peace. First, we can make peace with those who we're currently not at peace with. That's so difficult, but it's also so important. Conflict is real, it happens, and so often it can turn into grudges. This breaks down the ability for us to share the gospel with others. It's healing for others when we offer forgiveness or have those hard conversations about what hurt us, but it's also healing to ourselves too. But here's something to think about. Sometimes forgiveness needs to be offered, those hard conversations need to happen, but the relationships can still be toxic and boundaries still need to be withheld. And that's okay. You can live at peace towards others while also holding boundaries to protect yourself. So, if you're stuck in a grudge or you're in a conflict with someone else, go make peace with them.
The second thing that we can do is to actively maintain peace. We need to realize that we are going to get in conflict with people. Like, it is bound to happen. We are only human. We are going to argue about things. So I'm going to say this. The Bachelor is the best show ever. And I know I probably started some conflict in the comments and in the live chat, but it really is the best show ever. But here's the way we maintain peace. We must be honest and we must be humble. Honesty allows us to be real about what hurts us. And humility allows us to apologize for when maybe we've messed up. Let honesty and humility rule in your relationships. Let it be the center. And yes, I'm sorry for saying The Bachelor is the best show ever, even though it is.
So the last thing that we need to do is spread peace. We talked about The Bachelor, and I also believe The Bachelor is terrible. So actually, I don't at all agree with Yasmin. It's filled with contention. It makes me so mad. It's also just a terrible show. But that's just my opinion. You can also roast me in the comments. But here's the thing. We need to be people who spread peace. And the biggest way that we don't spread peace, if I'm going to be honest, is rumors. It's so easy to go to someone and then go to someone else and say a very different story from what that person had told us. I played this game with my cousins. They're little kids from like 2 to 8 years old. And we played telephone. And it was so fun for them when we got to the last person, and what the original person said, the last person actually didn't say at all. And that's what happens when we spread rumors. Also, last thing I'll say about spreading rumors. Did you know that you don't lose trust with the person that you're spreading rumors about? No, you lose trust with the people who you're talking to about that person. Because as soon as you backstab someone and say, oh, this person told me this about this person, as soon as you say that, the people who are hearing you spread rumors about another person, the first thing that they think is, oh, they would do the exact same thing to me. Spreading rumors and being a part of that terrible machine is the opposite of spreading peace. So if there's one thing that you need to take away from this whole thing, is to be a person who spreads peace.
We want to be able to share the gospel with everyone around us. We want to be able to share what it means to live in peace. And it's such an important thing in the armor of God. One of the most important pieces is peace. We have the opportunity to share good news, all right? So let's be people of peace.
My name's Jimena. I go to Mater Dei Catholic High School. I'm going into my sophomore year. So I really came to know Jesus when I realized that, oh my gosh, like I'm missing this from my life. I need this to be able to rely on someone or something. To recommit my life means to follow what the Holy Spirit is sort of telling me, because I could always feel the Holy Spirit talking to me, telling me all these things. I know sometimes it's hard for people, especially my age, to have that outward relationship with God, because we might be scared of what other people might think of us or how they'll judge us and treat us. But I know that the real friends will always stay with us no matter what, and know that that's the best for us. If you want to have that special relationship with God, prayer is key. Just need to ask God for that, and it's just like having a regular conversation. You don't need to say anything super fancy or anything. Just have that casual conversation with God and be like, hey, like, God, I really want to recommit my life to you, and I'll follow you.
Stand strong for all of time, in the joy, in the trial. You are the beginning and the end. Your love goes on, your love goes on. into the night. You're here with us, you're on our side. Your arms are forever open wide. You stand strong for all of time. In the joy, in the trial, you are the beginning and the end. Your love goes on. Your love goes on. Ever our heart will see Jesus in everything. From sky to ocean deep, your love goes on. Oh, through every rise and fall, we are forever yours. One thing we know is sure, your love goes on and on and on. Oh, your love goes on, it never failing. Love unfailing, never shaking. Hope awakens in you. Love unfailing, never shaking. Hope awakens in you. Love unfailing, never shaken. Hope awakens in you. Love unfailing, never shaken. Hope awakens in you. Ever our heart will seek Jesus in everything. From sky to ocean deep, your love goes on. Through every rise and fall, we are forever yours. One thing we know is sure, your love goes on and on and on. Ever our heart will seek Jesus in everything. From sky to ocean deep, your love goes on. Oh, through every rise and fall, we are forever yours. One thing we know is sure, your love goes on and on and on. It never failing. Your love goes on.
Wasn't that some amazing worship, you guys? We find love that never runs dry. My favorite part of the message was to really think about what God has planned for me in this coming school year. We have a Next Step Zoom call for you guys. We're gonna be really breaking down the message. You can find that in the live chat. I'll see you guys next week.